Hey there buddy boys, how are you doing on this lovely November day? Also, how did your Halloween day go? I totally forgot to ask what you guys planned to dress up as in the previous video, so I might as well ask now. Personally, I had too many things to take care of to make time for candy hoarding, let alone make a costume. But even if I did go, do I really need a costume when many people probably already assume I'm wearing one? But yeah, enough of the past, let's go back to the present, or at least whatever's facing our screen right now. Technically this footage is far from the present. Chances are a decent chunk of you have already seen it in one of two places. One would be on Tyler's live stream on Thursday, where Tyler and I attempted this world record live in front of hundreds of viewers. And if any of you do recall, on that stream, we had to attempt this highest lives ever twice because Tyler goofed the first time around by letting several thousand lives leak at round 50 or so. So what you're seeing right now is attempt 2 of 2 to save Tyler from any more embarrassment. And second, which I assume is more likely, you saw this same respective video from Tyler's upload, but nonetheless I'm also uploading it because I need to stretch as many video ideas out as possible to make up for the delay of BTD 6, which at bare minimum is over 2 months away, so that's something like 25 videos I need to fill in during the time frame if I keep up this uploading pace. Feels bad, but perhaps another savior could be the Battles 4.7 update, which Ninja Kiwi says is currently under development according to their blog post. I wonder what that update could possibly be, cause if you're wondering, Ninja Kiwi hasn't told anyone a word. I'm almost 100% positive it's going to be tournaments though, because I remember them saying those were supposed to be out before BTD 6 was, and given their updating schedule I don't think they have any plans for a 4.8 before BTD 6. So yeah, if it is tournaments then I'm honestly pretty stoked about that. Hard to say much more without knowing exactly how Ninja Kiwi is gonna implement it. We all know how it turned out when they said they were going to add a ladder to the game, lol, so I'll keep my expectations tame this time. Hopefully new tower skins will be released for next update too, those are real good filler content if you ask me. And as for balance changes for you competitive peoples, don't count on it. As far as I've seen, Ninja Kiwi won't make any balance changes unless new documents are passed on and discussed during meeting time, and well, nobody with influence has really made any documents. Anyways, we're this far in and have barely talked about this lives challenge yet, sorry folks, let me get to that now. So about 10 months ago you may or may not remember a video Tyler and I made about tanking a ZOMG in battles, where we accumulated enough lives from heli pilot abilities that we each sent a ZOMG at each other and let it slip by our defense, and still lived to tell the tale. For reference, a ZOMG is worth approximately 16,500 lives. And it just occurred to us, why not just attempt a similar challenge and simply go for the highest lives ever while we're at it? That should make for an interesting video idea. And damn right it is. Let me go over our thought process to maximize our life gain efficiency. First, starting off with the loadout device, heli pilot, mortar and super monkey. The heli pilot should be pretty trivial. It's a must to bring for this challenge because you get big H pads to go along with it, and H stands for high amount of lives. And then the last 3 towers are purely for epic late game purposes, cause it's quite simple. The longer the game lasts the more lives you can accumulate, so the key to late game is simply get those juicy max temples, or at least the strongest I can work with 3 towers. Mortar for the OP bomb sacrifice and ability stall, although I don't use it very often here, and ice for the ice bomb sacrifice as well as the half slow. Even though Ninja's a slightly more reliable slowing tool, I think slightly stronger temples outweigh that benefit. So there's your answer if you had any questions about our loadout choice. Now there's probably going to be thousands of comments about us not bringing village instead for the reduced ability cooldown, and believe me, we definitely took that into consideration, but in the end you have to think about what you replace village with. If you do decide to bring village, then you sacrifice so much of your popping power, and thus you'll also die much early enough that the 20% cooldown isn't nearly enough. I'm basing this all on paper, by the way, so if someone wants to prove me wrong then feel free, but I'm quite certain my mathematics are correct. Anyways, the next part of achieving the highest lives ever is through a glitch/bug/unintended feature called tower stacking, and it's all thanks to the other helipilot ability, which allows you to move one tower to wherever the hell you did to. I can't be bothered to explain to you how it works right now, but all you need to know is this glitch is pretty rad, and allows you to place 2 or more towers in the same spot. Notice I said 2 or more. Most of the time it's going to be 2 at max, but if you've got some fast hands or a really toasty toaster, then it's possible you can fit 3, 4, or even up to 12. For this game specifically though, I gave up trying to fit 3 a couple of tries, and so I settled for the much easier double stacking of helipilots to get double the abilities, up to 33 of them to be exact. Even then, 33 ain't that great. On the previous attempt everything was going super duper well for me, as I was able to pull off a couple of triple stacks to end up with a grand total of 36 helipilots. Too bad Tyler had to ruin that, Kappa. So yeah, as you probably heard Tyler mention, the goal for this match was to reach 25,000 lives, which honestly isn't too hard. Definitely achievable by round 60, but the hardest part is to make sure you don't get too greedy and forget to pave the way for your monkey temples. You'll need those starting past round 50 and then some more. And once you get those monkey temples up, you're going to be a sad boy, because that means you have to sell your helipilots, and that in turn leads to a slower life increase, so it only gets harder and harder to up your life count as you go. 50k lives is definitely out of the question, but how much will Tyler and I peak at? Wait and see to find out if you haven't been spoiled already. Let me just take this short downtime to answer some good old questions. It's been a while since I've responded to any of them, but now I'm as ready as SpongeBob is for his driving test. First question, ISAB, what's your favorite website on the internet? Damn, this is a tough one to answer. I'll reword it to most useful website for me because it makes more sense that way. It's a toss-up between YouTube and Reddit, to be honest. Both sites I use for 37 hours each day, and I can't spend 5 minutes without checking either of them. Reddit is just real good at sucking my time up and reading up on interesting shit that goes on in the world. Meanwhile, YouTube is just as good as a time sucker and provides me with entertainment value as well. And it's also where I make my all bank from, lol, so with that in mind I'd have to go with YouTube. Okay, next up, Richard asks what I think about sports, and do I play or watch any? Well, I think sports are cool. Some of them I don't care about. More specifically, I don't really play any sports, although I do shoot hoops and do my best DeAndre Jordan free throw impression from time to time. As for what sports I watch, there's 4 of them: basketball, baseball, hockey, and esports. I probably follow the NBA and MLB equally as much. As for the NHL, not really, unless the Leafs are good, which as of this moment means I'm partially invested into that sport. I also don't mind my dose of competitive league once in a while, although with the conclusion of Season 7 Worlds recently there won't be any action to tune into during the off-season. Hope that answers both of your questions. Now we shall return back to this game, where a lot of shit has gone down since we went on commentary intermission. I also fast-forwarded and skipped over some parts so that this ends at an appropriate length. So the biggest thing that went down during the past few minutes was that I did the thing I said should not be done, aka greed. I waited too long to get a 3rd temple, and it meant some Moabs snuck on by, dropping me from 29,000 lives down to 21, although since then I've rebounded back to 22,000. Not that it makes a difference though, at this point it's getting too hard to scrape any lives, so it looks like my 29k life peak is set in stone. However, I'm still going to chug along and give Tyler his chance to get as many lives as possible simply by staying alive. However, it seems at round 79 he has cracked under the pressure and got overrun by a decent chunk of balloons, dropping him to less lives than me, so that seals the deal at this record attempt. Tyler holds the crown with 34.2k, with me at second place at 29,000. No biggie, we got over 25,000, and that's all that matters to me cause I was planning to put 25k lives in the title anyways. Mission accomplished. The end. But we'll play this one out anyway just to see how much longer we can last. Hint, not much longer. Like the video and press the bell button for notifications because you don't want to miss what's about to go down in the next video. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to mention that I brought back the custom emote packs for the first time in forever. Hope you like those. I didn't spend much time updating them so some of the messages or emotes are outdated as hell such as the 1000-degree knife, but I'll find some time to spice them up later. Have a lively day.